What up, party people? Welcome back to another episode of Controversial Album Covers. This is episode number 7. All right, so today we are going to talk about Matchbox 20's Yourself or Someone Like You. This is their debut album. It was released on October 1st, 1996. There are a lot of debut albums in this series. Must be like, I don't know, when you're young and restless, you can do what you want, and then you grow up and stop being so controversial. I don't know, but there's a ton of them in here. Originally, when this album came out, it was supposed to be called Woodshed Diaries, but Rob Thomas and the boys were out and they saw a performance, and a woman introduced one of her songs and said, "This song is for you or someone like you," and they loved it so much they went to the record company and said, "We want to use that as the title," and they said, "But you already sent out 3,500 promotional copies of your CD with the title Woodshed Diaries on it." They said, "We don't care. We gotta change it. This is it. This is what we want. This is what we want." And they said, "Fine." So of course it delayed the release of it, but still went out on October 1st, 1996. I don't know when it was supposed to originally have gone out, but after it was released, it sold a whopping 610 copies in the first week. Not so great. Maybe they should have stuck with Woodshed Diaries. But any hoozles, it did go on to sell over 10 million units, which is diamond status, so it has done very well for itself. Now, obviously, when it came out, the cover started causing some curiosity. People wanted to know who that guy was on the front, and they were getting that question so many times during press releases and all that stuff that they just kept making up different stories. And the one that they used the most was that he was a homeless man and he was working at craft service at a video shoot or a movie that they were on or something or other, and that his name was Ray Parker Jr. Yes, Ray Parker Jr. as in Ghostbusters. None of that is true because this guy's name is actually Frank Torres. We know that because in 2005 he filed a lawsuit against Matchbox 20, and that's almost 10 years after this album was released. He filed a lawsuit saying they did not have permission to use his likeness or his photograph, and it caused him stress and pain and blah, blah, blah. And he was suing for several $1 million too, I think, maybe more. However, Rob Thomas, the boy, said, well, that's not exactly how it went down because we took press photos for the cover and we had background and extras in the background walking around, and he was one of the background and we liked him, so we zoomed in on it and we used that picture. Now, he did not get a dime from the lawsuit, so that would suggest that they had his signature on a release form, but that has never been found and no one has ever said anything, and the lawsuit has gone nowhere. He did unfortunately die in 2016 at the age of 73. And that is not the only problem with this album or the only controversy. The other controversy is that originally Matchbox 20, many of the members were in a band called Tabitha's Secret, and they did some shows here and there, and they actually wrote quite a bit of songs. They just had some issues. Rob Thomas didn't get along with them very well, from my understanding, and so they split up, they broke up, and then they formed Matchbox 20. Tabitha sued them, or the other members of Tabitha's Secret sued them and said, hey, you didn't pay us royalties and you didn't give us credit for the songs that we wrote. And he's like, you didn't write any of these songs. And they said, yeah, we did. And they said, no, you didn't. And that lawsuit also went nowhere, so I think that means that Tabitha's Secret was not correct. But I don't know, maybe they probably had lyrics or something and they changed them, but who knows. But that's where we stand with this one. They got away unscathed. There have never been any other versions of this. This is the only jacket, but it's got some interesting lore on it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please comment below what you think of the series and any albums you'd like to see. We do have about 260 to go through, so I probably have most of them on the list, but I'm always looking out to see if there's anything else that I've missed. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching.